literally some of the biggest brands in the world were interested in buying this business. The reason why they didn't pull the trigger on it was because they couldn't get over how much it was losing, and they could not formulate quick enough a game plan to fix it. And we did.
Yeah.
Like, we have that game plan.
So let's cover a couple of things that are like going on right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So even, for example, right now we have the shipments have gone out to Costco. We have,
They're starting, yeah.
yeah, essentially like we're in the days where now the powders are already
First
in
of
there.
all, did the RTDs leave?
Let me check with Steve.
Is there. He
Yes, we have appointment
probably
dates.
at that point shared it with Proactive, and they should be good to go.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Just confirm with him.
Cool. Thanks, buddy.
3 shipments already arrived this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
3
So that's
3 of the 6 have already shipped out and arrived. They had an
there were
appointment.
6?
6 POs, yeah.
Oh, 6 POs.
They sometimes break POs into smaller
Okay.
bunches. So the protein's like sticking in my throat. 3 of the purchase orders arrived at the DC this morning at 7 a.m.
Okay. What about the rest of them?
They are due on Tuesday, the following Monday, and there's only 5 purchase orders.
Okay. Did it leave Proactive?
No, it doesn't have. Those other 2 doesn't have to. It's arriving on Tuesday, so it's get picked up on Monday.
Okay.
There's no point in leaving now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll get picked up on Monday, delivered on Tuesday, and then the following Monday, requested arrival date. It'll probably leave on Saturday, delivered Monday.
This Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Where's it going?
That one is going to. No, so that one's Airdrie, so that'll get picked up on Monday to get delivered to Airdrie on the following Monday.
And that's BC.
Airdrie's Alberta.
Alberta or whatever. Out west.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, they're rolling. We ended up giving Proactive access to this tracker, so they updated themselves.
Oh, okay.
Makes it
Steve's still on the phone?
no,
Okay.
makes it so much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about. Like, I think people would find this stuff interesting because this is like as behind the scenes as you can get and actually running the business beyond the like actually watching me type emails out or have calls. Like I don't even care if we have to find out. I think we should actually have our business meetings on camera so that people can have
I couldn't agree more.
complete transparency of what's going on. I think that would be super interesting because I would be interested in watching something like this because I can't tell you how similar the things that we're going through or that I feel is very similar to when I started Canadian Protein and I started our business. The only difference is we're dealing with a lot more zeros from when I started, but it's the exact same principles.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing. So, and people might look at this and think, well, how is this relatable? You guys are going to be doing like well into the 8 figures and, even beyond halfway point of 8 figures in terms of sales, but it doesn't matter. It's the same type of principles. If you scale back 3 of those zeros, right? It doesn't matter. So that's what I think is really interesting about this whole journey, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And, even talking numbers, I mean, I guess I can get into a couple of the, it's 4:36. Do you want to have that call or do you want to get into a couple other ones?
It's up to you.
That's fine. We can get a couple other ones. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's 2 things that I've had an issue with. Number 1, logistics. It's a fucking disaster. Okay. Number 2 is the fact that the our retailers, they all have terms. And we're actually not used to terms.
Right.
Thank God Canadian Protein is a very profitable business, and we've been able to float the last, call it quarter, on the back of Canadian Protein while we wait for payment from retailers.
Yeah.
And also, I'll put a third one in there. Retailers have a lot of, I don't want to say bureaucracy or red tape or whatever, but there's levels, right? That there's checks and balances. So what I thought was we're going to take the brand over. The retailers are just going to be like, oh, okay, new ownership, no big deal. And flip a switch, get everything signed in, get our, vendor agreements done. Boom. Week, maybe tops.
Place some orders.
Place some orders. That's not how it worked.
No.
It was like literally even in some circumstances, like
Starting
couple
from
months.
scratch.
Yeah, starting a couple months before we were even, re-entered into the system as a new business, right? So I feel like those were the top three biggest hurdles that I've had with taking over this business in all honesty.
Yeah. Because we still have the e-commerce store, which never shut down. So there's business. Yeah. So if anyone's looking for the products, there's products there. We do a lot through Amazon, and we're trying to scale the Amazon business because we really like working on, with Amazon.
Amazon's amazing to work with.
BioSteel does very well on Amazon.
Yeah.
We've already shipped products out to Costco. You can find it in Costco. It's shipped out to 7-Eleven. You can find it in 7-Eleven. And then within these next couple of weeks will be Metro, Sobeys, Walmart, and
Zehrs.
Pretty much the whole Loblaws conglomerate.
Yeah, Loblaws.
So our products, Shoppers Drug Mart, our products will be found across all those ones.
FGL Group.
Rexall requested it today, actually.
Rexall did?
We were talking about something else, and Rexall is like, we heard about BioSteel. So, yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, you were talking about Canadian Protein with Rexall?
No, we private label a product for Rexall. Like the Rexall brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking to them,
Yeah.
and then it's a category buyer.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same
same
category.
Interesting.
She's like, we're interested in some BioSteel products.
Interesting.
Because we have like gaps in the hydration space.
Did they never carry it before?
They had another brand, not BioSteel.
Really? Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah. They also said, they're like, would you private label BioSteel? I'm like, that's a whole opening a can of worms that maybe we can talk about another day.
They want a hydration private label?
Yeah, the hydration formula from BioSteel private labeled under the Rexall Be Better brand.
Interesting.
Yeah. But once again, so that's the progress that we've made so far in terms of
also at getting back to retailers, FGL Group.
Yep.
Canadian Tire, Sport Check, Pure Hockey or Pro Hockey Life.
Yeah. And then all of the chains through Purity Life.
Yeah, all the chains, like we're talking like GNC, Popeyes,
Whole Foods.
Yeah, Whole Foods.
I think.
There's a bunch of like they call them specialty stores that are more like sports nutrition stores and
I
like
guarantee
Healthy Planets,
when
Nutrition House,
yes,
like that type of stuff. Yeah,
I guarantee the employees at the tail end of the bankruptcy would have like never imagined that the BioSteel brand would be able to reestablish these relationships and get back in so quickly.
Yeah,
and then not only that, but also we're sitting on a lot of inventory, but we're producing a lot of stuff for these retailers as well, and we're getting it to them. It's flowing, right?
Yeah.
So we're figuring it out, but man, is it it's just a shit show. Like it's every single day is trying to. You're like a fucking detective trying to figure out, okay, why is this one SKU different at this location versus this location versus this location? Do we actually even have this product?
Yeah.
Right.
After taking over this brand, I know a lot of people were like, how did this brand go bankrupt? Like, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
It's actually so obvious. I don't even understand how they even ran it. Like, I do know because they had 200 fucking people doing it. Mm-hmm. That's why. So it makes a lot of sense that they would have to have that many people.
For a few years, an unlimited budget.
Yeah.
Where they're like, sign up everything and anything.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So when it's your own money on the line, you do business very differently.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Oh my God, that's so.
Like even for example, me being directly incentivized by both revenue and profit sharing, which I have no problem being transparent about. Like every single decision I make, I'm like, this is literally directly impacting me. And although I don't have an ownership stake in BioSteel, like it makes you feel like there's just a lot more ownership in the brand, because like all of a sudden you're not like, oh, this is just like, if you think of like a trust fund kid that had never grown up with any sort of like responsibility around surrounding money, and in their mind they're just like, oh, I'm gonna have an unlimited amount of money.
Yeah.
You live your life differently.
100%.
right?
Yeah. There's almost no accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah.